Hey guys, Dylan here. I'm gonna go ahead and just run through the planted tanks. I realize I've been uploading a lot of African Mbuna videos, so I'm gonna run through. Nothing really has changed in a lot of these planted tanks, but it's cool to see the growth and just update the tanks. These Bishardi are looking great. I mean, their growth is fantastic. They haven't done any breeding. They do spend a lot of time on the substrate nowadays, so it's cool to check them out. And just see the monster growth in this tank. I mean, this tank looks great. We're fogging over, aren't we? How's that for zoom? Really good growth on everything. I was thinking this wisteria is almost to the surface and it's actually kind of growing crooked to avoid growing straight up. So I might trim that very soon. We'll see what happens. I just like it. I mean, you look back and it kind of... This is a monster plant in this tank. But I got a lot of good growth. Some of these other plants down here. I love this Rotala runner because it's grown several strands off it, which I think is cool. Here's the little tiny Bishardi who wasn't doing well for some time, but nowadays he's really used to this tank, hanging out with the other guy. Oh my god, he just went after him, huh? That was cool. Gave him a little shot and ran away. Yeah, these are little territorial fish too. And I like seeing the smaller guy down on the substrate. But this is the beauty here. I do want to kind of cruise all the other planted tanks. So I'm kind of going to keep rolling. But I definitely had to kind of start with the Bishardi tank. Let you guys see what's going on in here. Just some great plant growth. A nice stable system. And a couple happy Bishardi. Like I said, they're not breeding, but I'm still not too sure of their sex, so I'll keep you updated. We'll see what happens with those. Let's keep going. Let's check them out. Everything's balanced and stable. And this is a cool tank to take a look at, one of the newest tanks. And I just put some clippings in here that have really taken off, all this Rotala and the Anacharis. It'd be really cool to see the paradise fish. I haven't really updated his look in a while, and his finnage looks pretty good. His color, not so much. What I really like about him is he comes up to the tank. He's conditioned to feed. He, you know, when I'm to the tank, he wants to come see me. I want to see you in the light, bud. Come down here. Come over here and take a look. We want to see you, buddy. We want to see your finnage. Yeah, still not very good light. And his fins are growing. We're getting there. Let him hang out. He's enjoying it. But he's very social as far as, you know, when I approach the tank, he'll come up and say, "Feed me, buddy, feed me." It's a pleasure to keep him in here. And a new tank, you know. The leopards are really cool. I'm glad to keep them in here with them. They're really cool looking fish. Let me keep rolling. I'm going to skip the large planted tank. I don't really like how the Rotala has grown out. When I kind of skip trimmings and let it grow, it looks a little ragged if I don't kind of maintain it in certain areas, and right now it needs to be maintained. I'll get in there and do a trim recently just to clean up some certain ugly parts that just don't look like it fits the scape. I'm gonna check out this little ram down here. Oh, no, you don't want me to look at you, huh? Like you knew I was zooming, huh? Let's come down and look at the Daniel fry, which aren't fry anymore. I'm gonna try to get some decent photography of these fish because I haven't had them on the camera in some time, and I do want to show their size because I've grown them from fry. And they've been in this tank and really done not very much with them except for let the tank grow out and let them kind of live. But I'm happy with their size. Eventually we'll pull them out of here and put them in the large planted tank. I told you that. Every time I update this tank, I tell you the same thing. These guys will end up in the large planted tank. But check them out. They are no longer fry. We get some decent size Zebra Danios in here. But we can check out the guppy fry. I still got some guppies. The bruschetta didn't eat them all. They're often hanging out in this little corner down here. It's surprising I don't see anyone just yet. There's Dad. I haven't took him out of here. I was thinking about putting him in the Paradise's fish tank with the leopards, just to let her kind of hang out alone in here, give her a break, and then I'll be able to get the other fish out of here, which is this bruschetta and the other male guppy in. He's looking pretty good. Wish it would focus. Focus. Can definitely tell that she's dined on some guppy fry in the last week and a half. Really looking good. Why will it not focus on this fish? I'll scare her off before it focuses. How's this for a beast snail? Look at, oh, there's two of them together. They're kind of hanging on to each other. Wow. Well, I wanted to kind of get a glimpse at one of the fry. I know there's about 4 or 5 left in here. That's what I've counted recently. Because I gotta say, she's not eating them all. They're in here. I guess I'm just having a little trouble finding them right now. Alright, I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to show you what was left of the guppy fry. And we'll kind of just blow by this tank, because you know what's in here. The guppy that I want to breed, and the Danio and the Tetra. Let's check out Mojo. This tank's a little cleaner. Like I said, I put some maintenance in. Tried to get this tank looking good for him. You really gonna hide up there? Right when I'm trying to film you? Fine. I'm striking out in this video. Sorry, guys. Without any further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and show you my newest inhabitant. I told you about the little 5-gallon tanks that I set up in these cabinets, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to keep in such a small little tank, and I decided that it's going to be, you know, something that can be alone and well, let me just show you. A little pea puffer. And I never kept him before. He's doing very well. I've had him in here for about 4 days. And the tank's acting as a quarantine tank. But he's been doing a good job at eating the snails. Any snail I put in the tank, he makes sure it's his dinner. So I think that's a cool aspect and kind of one of the reasons I wanted to keep this fish. You know, just to observe the behavior and you know, see the snail feeding. But yeah, I just threw some moss in here. Got a little rock work, that nacris, and I also threw a couple more water spray, some floating plants in here. But he's definitely acclimated to this tank and done well. Where this bubbler is, the water, I'm assuming, is much more oxygenated. That's why he's made it his territory. But he's a very cool little specimen to add to my fish room. Like I said, I've never kept any puffers before, and he's doing very well. Eventually, I like to keep him in a more natural looking tank, but since, you know, he's the new add to the fish room, this is definitely acting as a quarantine tank for now. You know, I might put him in a 10 or something by himself, but for now he's the new cabinet edition, and he's tiny, so I mean, he could conceivably live in there his whole life, but we'll likely won't do that to him. We'll likely give him a beautiful planet aquarium to live in someday. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I wanted to kind of go slow through the planet tanks. Plants are looking great, fish are doing well. I've been slowly plucking out these little conical shaped snails and putting them in with the puffer. It's kind of been fun just to pull these little guys out of the tank. I got so many of them, and I leave them because I like the snails to, you know, aerate the substrate and kind of vacuum the algae, and I'm cool with that. It's just part of my natural fish keeping. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. I definitely wanted to show the puffer and kind of run through the fish room, the green room rather. I've been showing a lot of the mbuna, like I said. I did want to see this guy. You'd really like to see him if he was in the light, because some of his color's okay, but he thinks I'm gonna feed him. That's why he's up there. He won't come down. Come down a little bit, though. No, I guess not. But again, thanks for hanging out, guys. You have a good one.